Welcome to your weekly Taroscope reading for September the 21st through to the 27th, 2015. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you so much for all of your support, all of your love that you send my way each and every day, whether it is through just merely watching a video, commenting, sharing, liking. Thank you so much, truly. Now let's get right to the reading here. We've got a lot of energy. And it starts with the Eight of Wands. So now the Eight of Wands is opportunities coming in, lots of opportunities coming in for that matter. But when I looked at this card, what I saw was this young woman sitting there and focusing so much on the future. And she's actually staring at the Six of Wands here. So, okay, and the Six of Wands is our victory card. Now, it being Wands, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of action this week, a lot of action. It's more of our thoughts. It's more of grounding ourselves internally, thinking things through, being probably the diplomat, definitely the diplomat. We are going to have this energy, this spark about us, especially as we start the week. But I'm jumping ahead here. I don't want to jump ahead. Okay, so here we are, and we are sitting there, and we are looking towards the future, and the future is the Six of Wands, our victories, our successes, what we do manifest, what we do create, where we bring in abundance and joy in our life. And we may be so focused on where we want to go, what the end result is, that we are not paying attention to the smaller opportunities that are coming around right now in our lives in order to make that entire path a lot easier to walk. So this could very much be opportunities coming our way. This could be different perceptions, different ways of looking at things. I see the bird there. So it's in our very first card. So I would have to say that this week is a week where we can really connect with our spirit guides, with our angels, with God. And not only just connect, but to actually take away valuable insights, valuable inspirations in order to take us to the next level of our journey. Now, definitely with the Six of Wands here, we are going to see a success of one kind or another. In some area of our life, there will be success. Because we do need to treat this card as its own individual, even though I felt so strongly of her staring at this card and it being her focus. So therefore, it represents more of the big picture, or what it looks like when it's done. And maybe not paying attention to the details. It's like fixing up a room in the house. And so you can see it in your mind how you want to have it done. You can get out pictures. You can have somebody draw up plans for you. And you can see it. You can see the whole thing come together. But if you don't pay attention to all those little details that are coming at you, and we just merely look at the big picture, well, if it's a kitchen, then at the end of the day, we're going to have the sink, and we're going to have the stove, and we're going to have the major appliances. But it's all the little stuff. It's the trim work. It's the, I don't know, the flowers that you wanted to paint on the wall. It's having all the essentials. It's having the matching towels. It's having the right shower curtain in the bathroom. It's having the right curtains to go with everything. It's having the right light fixtures and where they sit within the room so that you get the most out of the light and everything. So it's, even though we are looking at the big picture this week, we really need to pull back and look at the little details. We really need to understand what the little details are in order to get us to the big picture. So I think we almost have this energy about us the Knight of Swords, to just race right out onto the, and he's been showing up so much in our readings lately, hasn't he? So his energy is one of just wanting to go forward, to yell charge, to race out onto that field, to get things accomplished, to go for the goals, go for the dreams. But he sits on top of the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is the diplomat, so we must be the diplomat this week. We must be the diplomat this week. We must think things through. We must go at a slow pace. We must take our time doing things. There's no shortcuts this week. But it's very much about our perceptions, our world, what we are trying to create, what we are trying to manifest. Now, the Emperor is also one that is very connected to spirit. And I found it interesting. I guess interesting would probably be the best word, because the Nine of Cups is sitting directly with him, but he actually has his back to it. So it's almost like he has to turn off that big picture right now in order to get the little details taken care of, in order to keep his focus in the right direction. So I think looking at too big of a picture, it might blow things out of proportion. It might not allow us to see the little details that need to be taken care of. It might only allow us the opportunity of seeing what we want to see rather than what we truly need to put our focus on, put our energy into, pay attention to. We have the Chariot over here on the other end. So this is our focus, our directive. Paying attention to what we really truly need to in order to go forward. The next step, and the next step, and the next step after that. So it's not an energy where we're really going to feel this push behind us and a lot of miraculous things happen in our life, but rather it's going to be taking care of the little details in life. Focus on maybe fixing things or redoing things or reorganizing things or reworking them. Looking through, getting a new perception, a new understanding of a situation. Make sure that you are not allowing ego to rule the day for you in any given time. Because I think if we allow our ego, we might try to rush things forward too much this week. So we might try and push our ideas on people rather than taking our time, figuring out what we want to say, how we want to present it to people so that we have an automatic buy-in, so that they get just as thrilled and pumped up about our vision forward as we are about our vision forward. So, and don't allow the stress to come in. Now, I don't see a lot of stress here, which is good, because sometimes we can be, every other card is stress. But I think it's because we're handling the energy well. There's enough optimism here, enough going forward, enough of moving past old ways of doing things, coming into new understandings, that I don't think we really stress out about things. The most stress I can see is we are working diligently and hard, and maybe people aren't saying that they're noticing, saying that they are appreciating. So we really have to go inside of ourselves this week to really tap into our own appreciation of us and what we do, and a job well done. And I think that is going to be the motivator this week for us. We need to appreciate ourselves and what we do and the job we put forth. So we go out and we do this incredible, amazing job, and we feel like nobody has seen, nobody has paid attention, it's not getting us anywhere, or we've worked really hard and we are not getting the, we're not getting the acknowledgement, we're not getting the adoration, maybe we're not getting the praises we thought we were going to get. Now, this card definitely says to just keep on working, just keep on doing the hard work, putting your best foot forward, doing the best job possible. And this one figure in the back is sitting there, she's pointing, or she's standing there and she's pointing. Okay, she's the one that is really in the background right now, the person we can't see, which is why she's in black, because she's almost in the shadows. She is noticing. So where you think the boss isn't paying attention, they are. Where you think your spouse isn't paying attention, they are. Where you think your children aren't paying attention, they are. Hello, Peanut. So it is determination, it is diligence, it is applying ourselves day in and day out, regardless if anybody else notices. So we really do need to back up in our own lives and appreciate ourselves and our own work and what we've done. Do you want to come up? Do you want to come up and say hello to everybody? Come on. Come on up here. Come on. Come on. Come on up here. You're too little? You too little to do that? Yeah, Peanut's got to have all the attention. I think he's starting to like this only child thing. But he is glued to me. For those of you who haven't, you know, you've come in after a couple of weeks because life is busy and life takes you other places, and I totally understand. But we did lose Buddy. And so we're down to Peanut here, and Peanut, I think, is enjoying the extra attention and having all the treats for himself and all the attention for himself. So what else do we have here? So maybe it's a patience we need then. Because we do have the Three of Pentacles and we do have the Chariot. And the energy that we had coming into it was the Knight of Swords, and that is a lot of impatience. That is a lot of just pushing through the energy, and we don't really care where we end up because we're so sure we're just going to succeed and everything is going to work out right. And we really do need to be a little bit more of the diplomat and pull ourselves in and make that plan and stick to that plan and understand why that plan is so vital to us. And if the plan isn't working, because I can see where we might be questioning the plan and we're not believing in ourselves as much as we should. We have the World card here. It's in between actually the Nine of Cups and the High Priestess with the King of Wands sitting over top. So this is really an optimism that we are feeling about going forward. We know we have finished part of the path. We know we are at a new place, at a new time in our lives. We know that there is new opportunities awaiting for us, which means that there will be new challenges and new roadblocks and new growing periods in our life. But we're okay with that. We're okay with the work. I mean, that's what the Three of Pentacles says. That's what the Chariot says. We're not afraid of hard work. We're not afraid of giving it our all. But this card definitely talks about us moving forward in our dreams, in our desires. And we get a lot of those answers from, with the High Priestess. You know, she's kind of like the female magician, except she's more spiritual. And she's all in white here, which always makes me think about birth and rebirth and new beginnings. Now, the World card is very much saying that you've reached a point in your path. You've come full circle, okay? If you know the story of the Tarot card, you start at the Fool, you go around to the World, and this is the completion of your path. And then we start as the Fool again. And we build our knowledge to a higher level. And we use the knowledge that we've learned on our last trip around in order to pave the way forward for ourselves, to strengthen our steps. So we're definitely at that point in our path where we know that the past is the past. I don't see a lot of cards here that are saying that anymore, where we have to really look back, we have to close doors, and we have to pull out some hardships and understand why they were hardships in our life. I'm not seeing that. We may be trying to figure out how to go forward. We may be needing to change our perception now in maybe the old way of doing things that always worked out right to new ideas, new ways of doing things, new ways of approaching things. So that's where I think the reorganizing and the reworking of a plan comes into being for us. But we have a lot of optimism. We have a lot of high thinking. This is actually where we could be thinking about taking a course, furthering our education, maybe doing some research in order to take us to a new level, a new opportunity, to make us stronger and better, to enrich ourselves, to enrich our mind, enrich our knowledge. And this is this is the card of optimism. This is feeling good about who you are and where you're going and why you're going there. So don't let that optimism kind of swallow you up, though. And, because I get this nagging feeling with the Five of Pentacles here at the end that we may only look at what we want to look at this week. We may try and push some problems away and hope they just dissipate. So where there may be fear in your life, maybe you need to push yourself past the fear this week. Maybe you have to be a little bit more self-disciplined this week. Maybe you need to just give yourself that extra push to step into your dreams, to step into a new opportunity or something that's different or something that's unusual or something that just doesn't feel all that stable when you first glance at it. Because the Six of Swords is definitely about moving forward. Now, it's moving forward based on all the lessons, all the wisdom that you've picked up along the way. This is also another card that talks about hard work, right? There's no motor on that boat. We have to put that stick into the ground. We have to push ourselves out. And we don't really see anything except for mountains. We know that there's something better on the horizon. We know that we are moving towards something better, but we can have this fear, and the fear can lock us. It can completely stop us from wanting to go forward, from wanting to pursue our dreams. So you have to actually envision those swords in front of you being your protection, being your strength. So, and it doesn't mean that where you move forward, this is, I think, a trying stage more than anything else. It's trying, excuse me, it's trying something, it's trying to maybe attack a problem from a different angle this week and seeing how it works. Seeing if you want to incorporate that into moving forward. Seeing if it needs to go on the doesn't work pile. It's trying out new ideas. I don't necessarily see any cards here whatsoever saying that we are committing to new ways of doing things. But I see opportunities coming in, ideas coming in. Maybe our guides, our angels, God is whispering in our ear for some direction on where we need to go, what we need to do, what we need to say, who we need to meet. We can't keep our focus on just the big picture, on the success that we are going to walk into one day. We have to keep it on the little things. We have to be the emperor. Okay, the emperor makes sure that everything in his kingdom flows smoothly. And it's a very I am card. The Emperor is a very I am card. I am in control. I am empowered. But he definitely has his back against the dreams of tomorrow, our vision of tomorrow. So, I mean, that is a very strong sign to us. So it's like this on the board, that he feels that he cannot look at the big picture right now. That's going to take his focus away from where it needs to be, which is in the now, which is in what is immediately in front of you, in what you need to conquer today. So it might be, I mean, it could be things coming in that you thought were off your plate and they show back up in some way, and you need to pay attention to how to close that door forever. It's paying attention to the small steps this week. Absolutely. What else do we have here? Okay, so I'm not sure what happened there. I went to a complete blue screen when I got everything shut down that wasn't supposed to be up and everything. The video had stopped. So basically, I've gone through all the energy. I don't think there's anything else to really talk about. We paid attention. I didn't really talk about love all that much. There's not a lot of love cards here. We do have the Knight of Cups. So, and that is, that's the romance period of love. So I think I touched on that last week. So we're still kind of in that romance phase of love. We're not committing to anything. We are enjoying the experience. We are loving the small moments. Okay, so think back to, and I mean, this could even go, if you're not looking at love or anything, then it's definitely, you can apply it to your life, your path forward. So I think it's more of, you know, meeting each other for the first time, and it's in those first couple of months when you can't wait to see each other, and you are trying to impress each other, and you're trying to always, you know, show the best side of who you are, and you know, it's the anticipation of seeing each other at the end of a long day, and all of a sudden you're revitalized and you're raring to go. Now that could be your dreams, that could be your passions, absolutely. But I think especially in love. Okay, now it is a night. So I think we are pushing a little bit out of that, but I don't see a lot here for, you know, a love reading. I would have to really pull at the energies to try and get something out of love here. I think we are really looking at our goals, our dreams, our passions, how we can utilize our talents to go forward. Not to say that love isn't a big part of the picture. I mean, love makes the world go round. But I really don't see the energy being directed at love so much as I do our goals, our dreams, what we really need to pay attention to, our victories, our successes, the opportunities and the messages coming in, our focus and where our focus needs to be in order to go forward, whether it is in the job, whether it is in career, starting a new business, making that business bigger and better than ever, stature in the community. It could be about health, diet, exercise. Could be about your routine. Maybe your routines aren't working for you anymore and you really need to revisit how you go about your day and how you can change it up to maybe gain time or gain energy, or I think time is a big issue. Okay, when it's the Eight of Wands, it's usually a time thing. You know, we are ready to go forward. We feel like the clock is ticking, like we're running out of time. And that might actually push us into some energy that we just kind of knee-jerk a situation, and we really can't knee-jerk a situation here because we start over here with the Emperor. So we really need to pay attention to being the diplomat and thinking things through. And if it doesn't work one way, then we try another way, and we try another way until we get it right, until we feel comfortable with our perception of how we are going forward, where we are putting our energy, and why we are putting our energy there. So remember, please, that I do love you. And thank you for all the support. And let's go into each individual sign. Now, Aries, we'll start with you, and let's start shuffling the angel cards here so that we can get your energy going. So yours is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is this energy. You know, you're ready to go forward. You're ready to yell charge. You're ready to tackle. You're ready to accomplish. And yet, because of the way the Knight of Swords comes onto that battlefield, raising a sword and yelling charge, I would have to say that you are still looking for a sense of freedom, a sense of liberation. So, and how that can work in your career, in your job, in feeling the strength of your foundation going forward. So I think on the one hand, you really want to feel this liberation and whatnot, but the Knight of Swords is about going after goals, dreams, your visions of tomorrow. I mean, he does grow up to be the King of Swords, and hopefully one day he grows up to be the Emperor. So you really do need to put the focus on doing your best. Okay, otherwise, you know, there's been many a knight that's rushed out onto the battlefield that they haven't made it past the battlefield, never made it home, because they didn't think out their movements. They didn't think out their plan of attack as thoroughly as they should. They didn't, you know, or they were maybe thinking about the celebration, the win, the victory, and not paying attention to the details. I mean, remember our first two cards here. We have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands. So make sure that you're not focused too much into the future aspirations. More so, you are paying attention to the now, the opportunities that surround you, what you need to accomplish, where you need to put your energy. And we have the Nine of Michael. Your worry is unnecessary. Focus on your thoughts, on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. So your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. So when you tackle each individual thing in your life this week, first take a moment to figure out how you want it to look at the end of the day. Maybe it's looking at your email box and deciding that at the end of the day, I'm not going to see one email left unopened. And envision that and then work towards those goals. Your worry is definitely unnecessary. So don't stress out. Don't stress out. Take it, you know, get with the flow. Believe in yourself and your abilities. Release feelings of regret, guilt, or worry to your angels. Okay, so yeah, don't stress out. Don't worry about things as much as you may tend to this week. You might be inclined to worry more, to pay attention to past regrets, or maybe something that you said in the morning and it's kind of going to linger with you the whole day if you allow it. So stay in a very positive frame of mind. I mean, I think you have a beautiful energy this week that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind on. But we don't want to look too much at the big picture. We want to pay attention to all the little things in our lives and what really needs our focus, what needs to be our attention. See it. If you want a clean house, then envision each room clean and then set to work at cleaning the house. If you want to get to work with no red lights and no stops, envision the drive with all green lights and no stops first. So take the time to plan it out in your mind. Be the diplomat. Think it through. Think each step through deliberately. And I think that you will have a very free-flowing and liberating week forward. Absolutely. Taurus. Taurus, you are the emperor this week. So you sit on top of your world this week. You know, I think you see what needs to be done in your world. You know, I look at this card and he's kind of looking at the light here. So I think it's tapping into spirit this week. Your angels, God, tapping into your own inner wisdom. I think you know exactly what needs to be done, what needs to be addressed in your life. I think you are empowered, or you can empower yourself quite easily to go forward in exactly what you need to do. Now, I will warn you, remember the Six of Wands. We don't want to look too far into the future and not pay attention to the smaller things. But I think that you may see the opportunities, because if I hold these cards like that, she's looking right at the Emperor, and the Emperor is looking back at the opportunities coming. So I think out of all the signs, you will actually see the opportunities coming. Now, think it through. We don't want to be jumping into anything. We don't want to be committing to anything this week. I got that very strongly when I was doing the overall energy for the week. But I think it's okay to explore. I think it's okay to experiment. I think it's okay for you to test the waters. See if you like that direction. See if you like doing something. It might be something new and unusual and different. And don't discard it. Don't rule it out. We have strength, the Archangel Ariel. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, forgiveness. I haven't seen this card in forever in all the readings I've been doing lately. So 11 is a powerhouse number. So you are, I think, you know, you're really strong this week. So take advantage of that empowerment. Take advantage of that strength. Okay? Strength and grace through kindness. So it's not pushing people into doing things they want to do or don't want to do, for that matter. It's being your own person. It's being empowered, but it might be working more as a team player, or listening to other people and their opinions a little bit more. Okay, showing a little bit of kindness can go a very long way this week for you. You know, you are empowered, so wear that self-confidence. Okay, let it scream from your energy, from your light, and forgiveness. So maybe it's just you that you have to forgive. Maybe you have to finally just move past something that you have been beating yourself up about. Maybe it's somebody else that you need to forgive in your life in order for you to move past an experience, in order for you to step into a new strength, a new vitality, a new purpose. So I would have to say, you know, it's strength and grace through kindness. I think that's probably the biggest part there for you is, you know, don't get all keyed up. Don't get all stressed out. Don't get worried to the point where you are taking it out on other people. Okay, remember the other person. If there's anything that you can do in your community or your home or maybe at work to lean a little bit of kindness in somebody else's direction and help them out in one way or another, I think it comes back to you this week as tenfold. So enjoy your week. Gemini, the Nine of Cups. Well, that's your dreams. So we have the dream card. Now, the Emperor was looking away from the dream card. So we'll take that into consideration. We also have the Eight of Wands talking about the opportunities that are coming our way. Us looking maybe too far forward into the Six of Wands, which is our victory card, which is our successes. So we may really need to get grounded and figure out exactly what our dreams are. We may have to look at our routines, our lifestyle, what we do now, who we associate with, and really weigh it out. And really make sure that the people that surround us, the adventures that surround us, the opportunities that surround us, are the opportunities, the people, the adventures that we actually want in our life. That we are being honest with ourselves. Because you may be seeing things this week with the Eight of Wands here. You may have the opportunities coming into your life that you never expected. And it may open up windows to your heart that you didn't even know existed. See what our angels have to say for us. The Five of Michael. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. Okay, so release your attachment to the outcome. I think that's important. I was kind of getting the feeling that you might not actually be in the place that you want to be in. And if you take the time to study where you are, you may realize that certain things just really don't fit your thoughts for where you're going, what you are trying to manifest in your life, what you are trying to create in your life. It might be something very small, and maybe you even think it's insignificant, but the cards this week are saying that it's not insignificant. That if there is a part of your life that you don't feel comfortable in, or you don't feel that you are going in the right direction, this is a week when you really need to look at it. This situation doesn't serve you. And so there is some situation in your life that really is pulling you down, weighing you down, not allowing you to maybe dream as expansively as you should be. So with the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands, maybe it's time to just back up a little bit and look at the opportunities that do surround you right now and how it will actually take you into success, victory, happiness, manifesting what you want going forward. Cancer. We have the King of Wands. So this is optimism. This is high thinking. This is being the diplomat. This is understanding your strengths, your abilities, and perhaps how to grow them. So you may be looking at where you are right now in your life, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, and how you can grow them, how you can strengthen who you are as a person going forward. It could be through changing your routine. It could be through higher education. It could be through a little bit more self-confidence. The Ten of Michael. A situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow, and put the past behind you. This is a very optimistic card here. Okay, this is high thinking. So that really goes well because, you know, you are walking away from something. Okay, it could have been a situation that has finally, you finally closed the door on over the last, I would say, several months. And you really need to understand your freedom. I would say this is something that maybe didn't happen yesterday, but happened a little while ago. And in one way or another, you are still in the grieving process of not having that opportunity work out the way you wanted it to, or things didn't come together the way you wanted it to, or you had to part ways with somebody or something in your life. It could have been a job opportunity. It could have been a group of people. So you are finally free, and you really need to understand that so that you can embrace the new opportunities that are coming your way. So take a bow for the strength that you had to it's the strength that got you to this point. So take a bow for that strength, that commitment in getting yourself to this point. I think something is probably going to come up in your life where you kind of need closure. It could be something that ended 6 months ago. It could be something that ended a year ago. But you haven't allowed yourself the proper closure in order for yourself to go forward. In order for you to really truly embrace those opportunities that are going to allow you to manifest exactly what you want to manifest going forward. So put the past behind you. Take a bow. Start your fresh start. So you may find that there's something that you want to learn, or there might be some investigation in how to go forward. But I think that's later in the week. It might be something new. It might be something unusual. It might be something you've never even thought of before that is going to kind of perk you into this. But I think the very first part of the week, especially the first part of the week, you really need to make peace with where you are and what you've moved on from, and that you had to do it in order to step strongly on your path going forward. So take a bow. We have Leo, the world. So you have come to a place in time where your path is ready to... I don't want this card. Where do you go? You go here, I believe. You got picked up. Leo, the world. So this is really, you've come full circle on your path. Okay, you've learned a lot of wisdom. You've taken on a lot of lessons in order to get to this point in time. And now you're ready to go forward. Now you're ready to go forward using that wisdom. So, I mean, this is like a brand new path. Okay, now it could have something to do with learning. There should be a lot of optimism attached to this. There should be a lot of spirituality attached to this as well, I would think. So make sure that you are taking time to pray or to meditate each and every day, especially this week. But it should always be in your routine, really. Let's see what our angels say here. Peace. Release the past. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. And you know what? That's what I was kind of getting here. So I thought there's really not much more that I'm really getting than you are. Now you have reached a certain point in your path where it's time to take it to the next level. Take it to the next opportunity. Take it to where you are truly going to manifest incredible, beautiful things in your life. So release the past is really, you know, you're at the world card. So this is a time to really close those doors behind you, to really step into new and wonderful opportunities in your life. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. I absolutely believe that. 1 + 3 is 4, which is all about your foundations, your strengths. And I think you've built that. Okay, I think that's what the world represents, is you've got your foundation in place now. Now it's time to really build that castle. Now it's time to envision each and every room in that castle, what it looks like, what it smells like. So it's growing into your tomorrow, new opportunities, new ways of maybe networking yourself, or growing within the community, growing within your place of business, growing within your job, growing within your family. But you are definitely taking it to a new level. So yes, it's time to just shut the doors on yesterday, because the only thing that you need to take forward from yesterday is the knowledge that you've gained along the way. I'm missing a card. It's in here. Okay. I guess I have to find, I guess I'm going to have to get a bigger workspace so I can cut these cards, because I keep picking up the other cards. Okay, Virgo, the High Priestess. So this could be love in your life. This could be lust in your life. This is definitely new beginnings in your life. A very spiritual connection this week in your life. This is really looking at new beginnings. This is a very fertile card. This is a very fertile energy. Now, she's looking at the World card. So, as I was just saying to Leo, you've kind of come full circle, and now you are ready to embark on the next phase of your journey. So, it's looking at the opportunities that present themselves to you. And with the High Priestess, I would almost have to say that you do need to look at the big picture as well. I don't think I'm going to say that for any of the other signs, to be truthful with you, but for you, I think the High Priestess can focus on the bigger picture over the little things that need to be done. So, yes, we still have to remember and be mindful of the Eight of Wands as our very first card here. So pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to those little hints, those little clues you get from the universe, God, your angels, your spirit guides, telling you of opportunities, ways to grab onto the brass rings, so to speak. But I think that you're going to have a very beautiful week going forward. It's a beautiful energy. And we have the Page of Ariel. Reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. So, yes, I just see happiness in this card, to be truthful with you. The Page of Ariel, you are embarking on new beginnings. So, and I was going to actually mention the education, I didn't, but the King of Wands does sit over top of your card. So, and I see all the books here. So, you may be taking on a new course of study. You may be advancing in some way with your knowledge, with your education, what you learn, what you want to master. So if anything, that is where you are putting a lot of your energy. Be open to opportunities. And I think the more that you try and you know, almost you're pulled into certain situations in order to enhance your path forward. So you're pulled into a situation of maybe it's a group that you want to join, and they're very like-minded people, all with the same kind of goals and desires as you, and it pulls you into opportunities that you normally wouldn't have tripped over. But because you are trying to further your education or your knowledge in some way, you trip over certain opportunities that otherwise would remain dormant for you. So pay attention to all the little things as clues in your life. But I think you are going to actually pay a little bit more attention to the big picture over the little picture right now. So if anything, I think the opportunities come through your investigative skills, your scrutinizing things, looking past the little things that most of us have to really dive into this week. I think you kind of get you don't have to worry so much about all the little things this week. I don't think that is, even though it's an energy for the majority of people, I don't think it's that much of an energy for you. If anything, by looking at the little stuff, I think just you'll see more opportunities for yourself becoming available. Libra. Libra has the Knight of Cups. So out of all the signs, I would have to say the one sign with and I mean, love can happen at any time. Love is just magical. But, you know, here's the Knight in shining armor. So this is stepping into passions. This is stepping into dreams. This is, especially if you're not in a relationship, this is your Knight in shining armor coming into your life, or maybe you are the Knight in shining armor. If you are in a relationship, it's really taking it back to those first days of romance and reliving that, and, you know, kind of going back and regrouping so that you are strengthened and going forward. Now, the Knight of Cups is also your passions, your dreams, your desires, okay? And it's a very slow pace, where the Knight of Swords here, he's racing onto that battlefield and he's full of energy. The Knight of Cups is slowly walking. Now, you can see the horses in motion, but there is no, you know, the hair is not blowing or anything. I mean, it's a very stationary picture, even though we know that the figures are moving very slowly. So you want to be moving slowly, you want to be moving cautiously, you want to be thinking things through. You don't want to be making commitments, because this is the romance stage of any relationship. So you definitely don't want to be committing to things until you have really thought it through. And it's more of feeling the energies around you, deciphering them is what I hear. Deciphering the energies around you, allowing those messages to come to you and those opportunities to come to you, and then you weighing out what is best in your life and what isn't. And we have the Seven of Ariel. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor. Yes, I don't see you actually doing any great activities or forward motion this week. You have invested wisely. So everything that you've done up to this point, or maybe it's one thing that you've really done well to this point in time, is really going to be your payday. Okay, so have patience and wait for the harvest. So have patience, take a deep breath, meditate, pray, take walks in nature, review your progress, and make plans for your next endeavor. So look at the positive things that you have done to this point and see how you are going to take the next step forward. Absolutely. Scorpio, we have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is, you know, it's working hard this week. It's really putting in the energy that's needed. I mean, I mentioned it in the beginning for everybody's energy, but I think this one really talks to you in particular about rewarding yourself for a job well done. To not worry if other people aren't appreciating you or honoring you in a way that you thought would happen because of your hard work, because of your talent, because of the energy that you are putting forward. That will come at a later date, trust me, because we do have the figure in the back watching us. So the payday will come, but it probably won't be this week. So, you know, if anything, I would think that you are getting very motivated this week by looking at what you've done or accomplished in maybe the day or the week, and giving yourself that pat on the back. And I think that is the inspiration that you need in order to do an even better job the next day. So it is honoring yourself this week. Absolutely. And it is working hard. It is not taking the shortcuts. But at the end of the day, don't look around for the praise. Go internally for the praise. The outward praise, the external praise will come to you. But if you expect it this week, then you're going to kind of get disappointed that no one's saying anything. And you might even think, oh, I'm just going to throw in the towel on this. And nobody's even paying attention that I'm doing that. And that is the wrong energy to use, I think, this week. This week, the energy really stipulates that you really want to, you know, this is holding the paintbrush to your future. So it's up to you and the energy that you put into the road forward. And don't worry so much that nobody's noticing. If nobody's noticing, don't worry about it, okay? Don't rush off into some kind of other path because of it. Appreciate yourself. Take a step back. Tell yourself that it was a job well done. Appreciate yourself, your talents, your gifts. Don't worry, the recognition will come. Okay? And that will actually work as a secondary strength because it's going to motivate you to do better tomorrow. Just your own praise. We have the Queen of Raphael. Kind, understanding, giving, and psychic. Follow your heart. A love of home and family. Trustworthy psychic information. So really tap into your angels, your spirit guides, God this week. Okay, I didn't get that at all, but it is sitting right next to the High Priestess, so maybe I should have analyzed these cards a little bit more because I obviously didn't even pay attention to that part of the board for you, and I should have. Okay, follow your heart. Okay, so the more that you appreciate yourself for doing a job well done, and that we find that so much in hobbies and whatnot. We do something because it makes us happy, because we empower ourselves. It makes us feel good about ourselves, our talents, our desires, our dreams, and how, you know, so if you're a great cook and everything, you get this recipe and you work really hard at it, and you know, nobody else would understand the love and the care and the commitment that you put into that recipe, and at the end of it all, you pull it out of the oven and it's fantastic. It's marvelous. And everybody else, you know, appreciates it, but not to the point that you alone appreciate it and appreciate your talents. A love of home and family. I actually got it more as career than home and family. So I guess that's the balance coming in for you this week, by making sure that you are not putting too much energy in one area or another, because I really got it as work, and this card is really talking about home and family. So you may have to, I mean, that might be where you really need to walk the fine line on how much energy you're actually putting into your work life or your career life or your job, and how much energy you're putting into your home life and your love life and your family life. Sagittarius, Six of Swords, you're really moving forward this week. This is like, and you know there's hard work ahead. You know there's hard work ahead, but you're okay with it. And you're really not sure what's on the edge of tomorrow, but you're ready to go forward. You know you've gone through the trials. You know you've gone through the tears. You know you have been stripped of so many things in your life, and you are ready to go forward. You have a new wisdom about you, a new strength about you, and you are ready to go forward. And you're okay with the work. You're okay with the unknown. This is definitely the push off the shore on going forward. Let's see what the angels have to say. Now, with the Six of Swords, it could be very well that it's not just you. It's within a partnership. So for those of you not in any kind of partnership, I could see you finding a new best friend, or finding a lover, or finding a business partner this week in order to take you to the next level, in order to help you on your path forward. Because it doesn't look like you're supposed to do it all yourself. The King of Gabrielle. Generous, inspirational, dramatic, and driven. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to other. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. Yes, you do have a genuine concern for others. Out of all the signs, you know, the Sagittarian is the happiest when everybody else in the world is happy. When everybody else is content and well cared for and loved by you more often than not. That's when you find your true happiness, your true joy. So, yes, genuine concern for others. Absolutely. You don't lose that this week. Where a lot of the signs actually have to pay attention to the little details, you're not one of them. Okay, so there was one other that it wasn't about the little details at all, and then there's you. So look at the big picture. See where you want to go. Bring that dream alive. Bring it front and center. Okay, keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. And I mean, that's a Sag. Really, you guys don't like the little details. You see the big picture and you want to run forward. Hopefully everybody's taking care of all the little details, so everything is so successful and wonderful. Experience that leads to success. And I think that you have gone through a lot of experiences, but this talks about experiences that are coming up that are going to lead to very successful times for you going forward. So this is a week to breathe in that sigh of relief. Look at the big picture. Be happy with where you're going. Realize that probably a lot of the pain and a lot of the tears, a lot of the roadblocks are now in the past, and they need to stay in the past. And if there's any sign that can move forward from the past, it's you guys. So I think you're going to have a very beautiful week. Just don't worry about the little stuff so much. Worry about the big picture. Capricorn, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is you. I mean, the sky is electrified, and you sit there with a confidence about you. You know the direction you want to go in. You know how to create a wealth, a well-being in your life, how to ground yourself. It is about you this week. We have the sun carved in your chair. So it's definitely about you this week, your strength, your beauty. There's an angel sitting right next to you. So, I mean, tap into your spiritual guides, your spiritual angels, to God. Have many conversations, okay? And be open to any kind of intuition that you receive through meditation, through prayer. Those little ideas that come to you, those little aha moments, almost I would say write it down into a journal this week. Absolutely. I think you are very powerful this week when it comes to your intuition. And the Knight of Ariel. Trustworthy, understanding, devoted, and funny. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. Being watched over by someone kind. I really do believe that you're being watched over by your angels intently because of the Queen of Pentacles. I noticed that angel sitting right beside you, and I made note of it right away. There is so much to accomplish. I don't think that worries you. Being a Capricorn, it's just make a very detailed plan. So that's where you need to put your energy this week. Don't look at the big picture. Make that detailed plan. Understand exactly what you want to create, why you want to create it. And laugh. Okay, the last word up there is funny. So make sure that you are enjoying life this week. Make sure that you are getting out, you're socializing, you're having some fun. Okay, there's a lot of, I mean, it's like kind of a work hard, play hard kind of atmosphere this week for you. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. Very detailed plan. I think you guys can do that very easily. So it's really leaning into your strengths. And that has been the way with most of the cards. It just kind of falls into the natural gifts and talents of each sign. So make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. I really do believe that you are well protected this week with your angels, with your spirit guides. Take advantage of that. Don't look too much at the big picture this week. Make that detailed plan on how to go forward with the strength. You sit there in a beauty. So I have no doubts that it's going to be a very beautiful week for you. Aquarius, the Chariot. It's about your focus. It's about your drive. It's about your determination. It could very well be that you are focused on too many things and you really need to narrow it down to the priorities in your life. It could be that left unintended, the energies could pull you in too many directions, and so that you need to be very diligent on where you are putting your focus, where you are putting your energy, if that's exactly where you want to go forward. That you're not being pulled or prodded into another area of life where you really don't want to be going forward. I think that you really need to hold those reins strong this week. Really give your path, your dedication, your strength, your focus. I think you know where you want to go. I don't think that's the issue. I see the birds, so definitely pay attention to your angels, your spirit guides, those little hints you get. Make sure that you are taking time out to meditate, to pray, to talk to God. Absolutely. The Four of Ariel. When you give, you also receive. Being resistant to change, extremes in how you save or spend money. So fours are all about being grounded, building that security. And the Chariot is all about being grounded and building that sense of security. When you give, you also receive. So don't worry so much this week about what you are actually getting. Just give, and give from the heart, and don't worry about, like, don't give with expectation. Don't demand something because you've done something for somebody else. Being resistant to change. Extremes in how you save or spend money. So if you have been spending money quite loosely lately, you really need to tighten the reins. Absolutely. If you have been saving your money and this isn't the time to go out and spend it yet, but you have been, you know, we're talking about extremes in how you save or spend money. So, you know, I don't want you to go and burn the money in a pit or anything, but make sure that you are taking care of yourself, that you are not nickel and diming yourself to the point where you're kind of hungry when you go to bed, or, you know, you're not taking hot showers, you're just using the cold water, or you'd love to read that book before you go to bed, but you don't want to leave the light on all night. You know you'll fall asleep with the light on, so you're just not going to read the book. You have to make sure that you are bringing in a happiness into your life, okay? And I don't think that you should be spending a lot of money right now. So if you have been spending to the extreme, you really need to stop that immediately, especially this week. Tighten the reins. Figure out where the value really needs to be in your spending habits. being resistant to change. That's the line that kind of baffles me there. So, you know, we hold those reins and we control the horses and where they're going, and we want to go in a certain direction, and that's the only direction we want to go. So we may be putting blinders on ourselves without even realizing it. So be open to new experiences, new challenges, new opportunities. Don't get too headstrong that the path you are on and where you are right now is the only way forward, because it could open up to all kinds of new opportunities for you. So as we had with the Eight of Wands and the Six of Wands, we don't want to be looking so forward down our path that we are missing out on the opportunities that lay in wait all around us. Okay, we want to be very aware of everything that is going on in our life, the opportunities that are coming into our life. So just be more aware. Go more with the flow. Don't be as set in your ways of how you're going forward. Be open to maybe something really unusual and out of the blue coming into your life this week to really change things up and give you a new perspective and a new direction in life, in your path going forward. Pisces. We have the Five of Pentacles. I almost get this as you allowing yourself to self-sabotage your path forward, or you are allowing other people's opinions to pull you off your path, or you are sitting on the fence, or you are procrastinating far more than the average person should. Or you could be the exact opposite and you are standing so strong on your path you are not going to take advice from anybody or anything, anyhow, any way, any form. And you are actually shutting down lines of communication between the people you love because you're being very headstrong. Either in a very positive attitude or in a very negative attitude of the, oh, woe is me, and I'll never get anywhere, and this is happening and that is happening, and so I just can't go forward right now. Or you are feeling so empowered that you are like a locomotive and anything that was in your way is now out of your way because you are just going to fly right through them. So I think it's bringing those extremes into balance is really something that you need to concentrate on this week. You are sitting in front of the door of abundance. So it's tempering those two sides of you. The little voice says, so it's almost like the two angels sitting on your shoulder, right? And the one's the good angel and one's the bad angel. And one's telling you all the virtuous things you can do and how wonderful you can be. And the other one's trying to sabotage you and pulling you into a life of ruin. And it's really, you know, I almost see like the what is it, a little angel and a little devil sitting on each shoulder and whispering things into your ear and trying to convince you of one thing or another. And so there's a lot of internal conflict. So prayer, meditation this week, talk to God, please do. You sit right in front of the door to great abundance. The Chariot. Determination and self-control, career advancement, acknowledge of success by others. So, determination, self-control, that's the yin and yang, isn't it? Okay, we want to be determined, but we also want to keep ourselves in check. We don't want to be going too fast, too hard forward, but yeah, we don't want to kind of sit in the background and not move forward at all. So we really need to find that fine line, that balance, in order that we are going forward, but we are not we're not pushing, we're not rushing, we're not trying to cram down our thoughts and beliefs down anybody else's throats. We are not cutting off our nose to spite our face. We're not burning bridges behind us. We're doing a very steady, determined approach to where we are going. We hold those reins tight. We make sure that the energies don't pull us in the wrong directions right now. We stay very focused on where exactly we want to go on our path. Determination and self-control. So career advancement can be very much there for you. An acknowledgement of success by others. Where I kind of got in the general reading where, you know, we really had to rely on ourselves to raise ourselves up, to give ourselves that attaboy, that pat on the back. You will actually get the acknowledgement through other people, I think, more so than any of the other signs. So acknowledgement of success by others. So keep doing your best, keep putting your best foot forward, but don't be pushy with the energy. Go slow, go steady, determined. Know what every move is going to be. Be the diplomat. Understand why you're making each move, why you're saying each word, why you're putting yourself in each situation, so that you are truly empowered on your path forward. So that's it. Thank you, everybody, for all the love and all the support that you give me on an everyday basis. Truly, I am humbled. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.